Huangbo was asked a question about Huineng, the sixth patriarch. The sixth patriarch was illiterate. How is it that he handed the robe which elevated him to that office? Elder Xin Shu occupied a position above 500 others, and as a teaching monk, he was able to expound 32 volumes of sutras. Why did he not receive the robe? Huangbo answers, because he still indulged in conceptual thought. So the fifth patriarch made the transmission to Huineng. At that very moment, the latter attained a tacit understanding and received in silence the profoundest thought of the Tathagata. The elder Huineng climbed to the summit of Tayu Mountain to visit the sixth patriarch. The latter asked him why he had come. Was it for the robe or for the Dharma? Elder Huineng answered that he had not come for the robe, but only for the Dharma. Whereupon the sixth patriarch said, perhaps you will concentrate your thoughts for a moment and avoid thinking in terms of good and evil. Ming did as he told, and the sixth patriarch continued. While you are not thinking of good and not thinking of evil, just at this very moment, return to what you were before your father and mother were born. Even as the words were spoken, Ming arrived at a sudden, tacit understanding. Accordingly, he bowed to the ground and said, I am like a man drinking water who knows in himself how cool it is. I have lived with the fifth patriarch and his disciples for 30 years, but it is only today that I am able to banish the mistakes in my former way of thinking. The sixth patriarch replied, just so. Now at last you understand why, when the first patriarch arrived from India, he just pointed directly at men's minds, by which they could perceive their real nature and become Buddhas, and why he never spoke of anything besides. So the reason I read this to you today, to bring it into our current era, human intellect is AI. AI is a reflection of human intellect. Not to sound too basic, but AI, artificial intelligence, and human artificial intelligence are no different, actually. They're both artificial intelligence. They are based on what in Buddhism is called the eight consciousnesses. So machine learning, like human learning, is based on all these experiences that the human intellect has interjected into the machine learning. So the eighth consciousness is the storehouse consciousness, right? It's the hard drive where all this stuff is put. None of this is actual intelligence. The intelligence of one mind, the intelligence of your original nature, cannot be achieved from artificial intelligence. Do not worry about artificial intelligence taking over. It doesn't have the wisdom. Wisdom is not associated with your smart thinking. As a young man, I would study herpetology because I thought I wanted to be a herpetologist. I would explore all these different kinds of reptiles all over the world. I would try to remember all their names, try to remember all their Latin names, try to remember what they looked like, try to remember all this. And I came to this conclusion that the only reason I was snake hunting out in the wilderness, it was to be in touch with nature. And the rest of it, you see, was just a process of understanding the whole intellect, the whole way we do things. Nothing wrong with it. The human mind, based on this artificial intelligence, is wonderful. So many wonderful things that we've created from this. Does it make mistakes? Absolutely. Does artificial intelligence from machine learning make mistakes? Yes. Sometimes it tries to put a round peg in a square hole and tell you that it's real. But if you come back to your true original intelligence, none of this fools you. So, this is why it's so important to wake up, that why enlightenment is what we need to accomplish. We don't know when we're going to take our next breath, our last breath. If you leave this world with nothing but machine learning, what have you got? What have you really got? What was your original face before your parents were born? That's the vital question. Not what color is the snake? What's its Latin name? What did Buddha say in Sutra number 637? None of that matters, actually. It's fine. I sit here and go through my laundry list when I meditate sometimes. But that's just a laundry list. That's artificial intelligence. I know it. Beyond, beyond, beyond. At last, there is nirvana. What is that compared to our intellect, our thinking, our trying to understand everything? All of this artificial intelligence, is just on the surface of what is actually there. It's just like sunlight dancing on the waves. So, in all of our conditioning and all of our experience, just come back. Just this. And let your own wisdom mind shine through and be what guides you. Let intuition, where is intuition in artificial intelligence? Is there any? Can there ever be any? No. Wisdom mind has been here forever, never changes, never can be added to, never can be taken away. This is the reality. Everything else, as they say, is the dream. Wonderful dream. Have fun. Enjoy the dream. Yeah, intuition to me becomes very close to desire nature and emotional content of things. But it's different, you see, because an attachment to something or seeing something as right and wrong and having an emotional response that's so different. That's in a whole other realm from a clear wisdom mind intelligence that comes through an open-hearted experience. That's different. And you have to know that difference. Nobody else can show it to you. Nobody can tell you what it is, but it's something that you know when you experience it. It's like What is your original face before your mother and father was born? Only you can answer that question. Nobody can show it to you.
I have a question.
Okay.
Um, I have a friend who I spent some time with yesterday who's in a very agitated state. I'd say on a scale of 10, probably 15. And she said to me, well, I think meditation would help. And I said, yes, I think it would. She said, I just can't sit. And she's vibrating in this agitation. And so I recommended walking meditation, maybe some kind of movement meditation that might help her access her wisdom mind. Because what would you, how would you handle? I mean, you agree, well, let me finish. I agree that meditation would help her, but I didn't feel I had any good advice to give.
Meditation doesn't help. One has to have determination to wake up, that it isn't working the way I see it, the way I'm experiencing it. And I have no one to blame but myself. I have to make a change. You can't come into Sendo until you've decided that. It's a waste of time. Many people have wandered through here, wasting their time. So trying to help sometimes is, oh, well, there you are. You're agitated. What you going to do about it? Yeah. People like to have somebody else give them answers to things. But ultimately,
You give them an answer they don't want.
right. I'm not very popular because I often give those kinds of answers.
Thank
Yeah. So thank goodness for our practice. What is this? Good question. Ah, what else can I say? You know, enjoy your day. It's wonderful to see you all. Thank you for being here. Be well.